Hey there, today I'm just going to be talking about Fake Granddaughter, specifically the GudaGuda event that will be taking place on the 8th in North America. I have some footage of the Japanese rerun version of the event running in the background just to give people an idea of how this event plays. The source of the footage is listed in the description. As always, the first thing you're going to want to do is roll on the banner if you're planning on rolling at all. You'll be able to get some bonus CE, and this time the servants themselves play a large part in giving you specific bonuses as well. Looking through the banner, the Cs themselves this time aren't that great, but they will help you for farming in this event itself. The best servant in this raid up is obviously Q, but you should probably already have him since he's a 3-star. So let's ignore the other 3-stars, they're not very good, and talk about the rares. Okita is a limited, and she's an essential part of the main quick teams that you're going to be using at the start of the NA version of this game. You don't really get anything better than her until Jack, which comes out in London in Christmas, and even then both of them synergize very well for quick teams. So this is your first chance of getting her. She's a limited servant. You can also get her during New Year's, but that's a one-time try deal, so don't suspect to get it then. Next is Emiya. Emiya is an arts-heavy archer who gets a lot of random bonuses and events, so having him leveled up, having him with a high NP can be a very huge investment for later. He gets a lot of bonuses on just seemingly random events, which makes him very useful. Moving on from the banner, after you're done rolling, you're going to start by doing the main story event of this quest. It's quite easy. There's some minor rewards, including the first temporary Oda card, which you don't get to keep if you don't do the points portion of this event at all, as well as a summon ticket and some Saint Quartz. This event has two main components to it, an event shop and a point system. To continuing players, the event shop is going to seem pretty normal by now. It's very similar to the Halloween event shop. It has 3 currencies. It uses 1 drop is gold, 1 is silver, and 1 is bronze. The gold is a teapot. The silver is a bowl of what appear to be worms, and the bronze one is a gourd. The most important thing to start is to purchase the CE Guado, or as I'm going to guess the translation on this, it's probably going to be called the Friendship CE, and that's what I'm going to be calling it from now on in this video. Followed, of course, by Oda's Ascension materials. You're going to notice real quick that Oda's NP bonus cards aren't in the shop at all this time, which is because they're in the second part of this event, the points reward system. You get points as normal drops, just like all the other event drops, but they come in bundles of 100, 1,000, I think 2,000, and 3,000. And you get some bonuses from the servants you have equipped. The bonuses this time around are for Okita, you get 100%, for Oda, you get 60%, for Emma, you get 40%, for Q, you get 20%, Medusa 20%, Mephi, you get 20%, Ushi, you get 20%, and Benki, we also get 20%. As your points go up, you reach reward levels, and once you hit that reward level, you get the reward. Your currency is never used up, so you just can keep moving your points higher like an old-time game. Your ultimate goal here is to get 1.5 million, which will net you 20 Phoenix Flumes, 10 Reverse Scales, 10 Saint Quartz, 5 Oda cards, and 1 lore. The important milestones, however, are at 100,000, you get the first Oda card. At this level, you actually get to keep Oda at the end of the event. If you don't get 100,000 points during this event, you don't get to keep Oda. So that's a very important milestone. If you're going to be doing this event at all, you really should get 100,000 points at least. The second milestone is 250,000, which gets you a second Oda card, 450,000, which gets you a third Oda card, 700,000, which gets you a fourth Oda card, 1 million gets you your final Oda card. It's going to be the 5th Oda card. And at 1.5, you get a single lore, which means that you've completely finished this event. Your obvious goal here is to reach 1 million for the full Oda, and you can decide how you want to spend the rest of the event after you get that. I'd definitely make sure to grab the Golden Skulls for Oda, as well as some of the important rare materials, especially Infinity Gears and Forbidden Pages. You won't be able to get them until London, and the drop rates are really bad. So getting them now can help you to finish Drake, for example, Orion, Tamo, Waver, some other important servants. You have to decide for yourself what you really need, though. If you have the time, I always suggest clearing out these shops of almost every material that you can. The main bulk of this event is going to be doing dailies, but there's also 3 free missions, which are the primary droppers of the event currencies. The 10 AP free quest drops the gourds only, and the drops are actually pretty bad. I don't suggest doing this mission, even if you just want gourds only. The 20 AP is the best source of bowls, which are the silver resource, and the drops are pretty decent for bowls. You can also get the gold drops there and the bronze drops there, but primarily, if you're doing that, you want the bowls. The 30 AP quest drops all of the currencies in a pretty good rate. The gold one is of course kind of rare, but it does have the highest rate of it, so it's your best chance if you want gold ones. If you're not stacking gourd CEs or bowl CEs, then I suggest that you stay at the 30 AP level for most of the event when you're doing free quests. You should start the event by doing these free quests in order to get the friendship CE after you've done the main story mission, of course. And then move on into heavily investing into the point farming to get your Oda NP up. Oda's a kind of weird case here. She only gets 500% at max level damage on her AoE NP, which is only 50% higher than Saber Alter at NP1. But she also gets 150 bonus damage just for 150% bonus damage just for getting to 100 on her bar at all. So she's pretty good at clearing waves, especially Saber waves. She'll be invaluable during Saber clears of the dailies. She also has a very good skill which does bonus damage to divine enemies. It's not useful for anything but divine enemies, but when you have a divine servant or a divine enemy on the field, you can bring Oda and actually decimate them. She does a lot of damage. It's 100% extra damage and it's a multiplier. So don't forget to grab her essential materials from the shop. Don't get so wrapped up in the points portion of this event that you end up with a level 40 5 NP Nobu. You basically want to stack as many servant modifiers as you possibly can while still being able to complete the missions. After doing some searching, 340% seems to be the magic number, or the sweet spot. With only 5 friendship CE on you, you'll have a base of 150 bonus points. 150% bonus points. If you have your own Okita and bring a support Okita, you're already above the 340% sweet point. If you don't have your own Okita, then bringing Oda and Emiya in your backline along with your friend's Okita will also get you the 350 points. You can keep them all in the backline and use the regular team on top of that, so that's pretty decent. If you don't have Okita and you also don't have Emiya, then you're going to have to run 2 of the 20% bonus servants, but that does mean that you have to run one of the 20% bonus servants in your front line. You don't need to do that, obviously, because you can just do more farming, a little bit more farming, than the average person might have to. But if you can do that, then that would be for the best. It would make your event time a lot easier. It's worth mentioning that this event also drops some unique CE modifiers, not C modifiers, C bonus cards, and the bonus cards give quite a bit more experience to your CEs than you're probably used to. They work similarly to how the star XP cards, the gold and silver that you get from dailies, work on servants. They can give upwards of 19,000 experience to a CE, which makes getting to 80 or 100, which is usually quite the chore, not even that hard. So it's definitely worth noting that that's a drop here. Part of this event is going to be managing your expectations. The rerun of this event in GP JP, didn't happen until 2017. So there was a whole year where if they missed portions of this event, they were unable to make up that. So that means that we may have to wait as well. But this event is quite grindy. It's one of the longer events if you're going to try and get everything. And it's not always reasonable to expect to get 1.5 million points and clear out the shop, or even get to 1 million points and also clear out the shop. You may have trouble depending on where you are in the game right now and what servants you have. I would say that for new players just entering this game, getting Nobu to NP3, and getting some Infinity Gears, Demon Hearts, and Forbidden Pages from Phoenix Plumes is quite the haul. It'll really set you up for continuing to play this game, and it would also give you a really good servant in Oda. Even though you don't get the NP5 Oda, you just have to remember that you should get what you need, and Oda isn't the be-all end-all to the archer position. There will be better archers. There are already better archers than her in Emiya and Orion that are out right now, and Emiya fulfills a very similar role to her. So if you don't have a perfect Oda, don't sweat it. Obviously you do want to get it, but it's not that big a deal if you don't. As with any event, you just want to have fun and do the best that you personally can do to get the rewards that you want to get. For some people, that's going to mean that they want that lore most of all, and if that's the case, then you have to decide for yourself what you drop in order to get there. Personally, I intend to 100% this event, and to that end, I'm going to be dropping some apples. I have upwards of 30 or 40 apples right now, and by the end of this event, I expect to have maybe 20. It depends on how fast I get up my points. Maybe if I get Okita, I'll not need to drop so many apples. But have fun. There's also a Pastebin of an early version of this guide that I was thinking up in the descriptions. Good luck with your farming. I'm going to leave this running for just a minute so that you can see the end of this mission that he's on, and then the video won't.